So I've had my personal training business for over 20 years now, and I've made so many mistakes in that time. But the biggest one was costing me over $10,000 a year, and I didn't even realise it. In this video, I'm going to show you the mistake that cost me $10,000 a year, and I'm going to show you how to make sure you don't make the same mistake as I did. Let's get into it. So when I first started out as a personal trainer, my cancellation policy was pretty much non-existent, and people cancel a lot, and I lost so much money. But at the time, I didn't have the confidence to either ask for the money when people cancelled, or basically put it into terms and conditions to make sure that they understood what I expected from them if they did cancel. So certainly in the first maybe even 10 years, I hate to say it, I lost out on so much revenue just because essentially I didn't have the balls to put a proper cancellation policy in place. I was so worried that if I put in a really strict cancellation policy that clients would leave me. And when I was first setting up the business, as you well know, when you first set up your PT business, you basically want to hold on to any client that you possibly can. So if a client cancelled, I basically ended up losing the money. I had to swallow the cost. I lost the hour of that session, which I then couldn't rebook, and it was a nightmare. Now, it wasn't until I started working with my business mentor that I actually realised, or she made me realise very quickly, just how much those cancellations were costing me each and every single year. I wanted to increase my revenue. I told my business coach what revenue I wanted to make, and she said, okay, first of all, let's maximise your diary, which seemed pretty straightforward. She said, well, what are all these red bits in your diary? I said, oh, that's where a client's cancelled, and I haven't really got enough confidence to charge him for it. And she was, wait, this has got to stop right now, and this is the way we're going to do it. But before we do that, she made me go through one entire calendar year of cancellations and made me top them up and work out how much money I would have made. And the frightening figure was just over $10,000. I needed to fix this problem super quickly, and I can't believe how easy it was. It was completely pain-free, and I don't know why I was so scared to do it in the first place. So it was simple. I had to basically double down on my cancellation policy. Before, it was just like a verbal contract, and then, oh yeah, if you cancel, please just give me 24 hours notice, or I might charge for it. I never did charge for it. Never once charged for it. So we doubled down on it. We pushed my cancellation policy to a very strict 48-hour cancellation policy, a 2-day cancellation policy. And the way I justified that is, if you are going to cancel your session and you're going to try and take time up in my diary and can't make the session, I can probably get that space filled, but it's going to take me at least a day or two to make sure I don't lose out on that revenue. I make clients now sign an online form with my terms and conditions, and I highlight that 48-hour cancellation policy at the very top of my terms and conditions and put it in bold. Previously, it was tucked away right at the bottom, almost as if I was trying to scam my clients, but that's not what I wanted. I wanted to let them know exactly what they were in for if they wanted to take my time and if they wanted to start training with me. Now, going forward, I will talk about exactly the system I use to ensure that I have proof that that client has agreed to my terms and conditions, and what I do for them and what flexibility I give them. But the most important thing is to get something in place as quickly as possible and let your clients know. Just say, I was very open. Look, I'm putting this in place because I've lost so much money this year. And even if you say to them, I know you don't cancel very often, no problem at all, but I need to do this to ensure that my business survives and thrives going forward. So that super strict 48-hour cancellation policy has added $10,000, now actually even more now my prices have gone up, to my bottom line every single year. I don't have hours free in my diary where I'm just sitting in my car waiting for the next client, and all my clients know exactly where they stand. Of course, there are situations where I'm going to give the client the benefit of the doubt, or if something comes up, of course, only human. But you'd be amazed at how many people just cancel because they wanted to go for coffee with a friend, or they didn't really feel like the workout. This cancellation policy is actually good for the client as well because it holds them to account, and that's one of the main reasons that they come to you as a personal trainer. So the results spoke for themselves, and my business mentor put it best. She said, "Rob, you're running a business. Treat it like a business with terms and conditions. You can play at it if you think you'll be giving up personal training in a year or two, but you want to make this your sole income, your livelihood, and be a personal trainer for the rest of your life. So start treating it like a business and get these terms of business in place from the very get-go, starting with the 48-hour cancellation policy." So remember, like I've said in previous videos, you need to rate yourself. Don't let clients pick you up and put you down as if you're a little toy for them to play with when they do fancy training, or when they don't fancy training, they're just going to call you up and cancel. That's not what you want. You want to be deemed as a professional personal trainer and make sure that they respect you and your time. The second you do that, I guarantee more clients will come your way. And how many clients did I lose putting this cancellation policy into place? Absolutely none. You have nothing to lose by changing your cancellation policy now. So if you're ready to stop making the same mistake I did and save yourself tens of thousands of dollars over the next few years, please put that cancellation policy in place. Like and subscribe to my channel if you can, so I can get in front of more personal trainers to help them, making sure they have an epic business going forwards.